They say the winners of the green card lottery are once you get the confirmation timeline. They say the winners of the green card lottery are typically notified 7 months after submitting their entry. Once selected, it can take up to 14 months to be scheduled for your interview and receive your visa, depending on how soon you apply for your visa. Let me repeat that. Once selected, it can take up to 14 months to be scheduled for your interview and receive your visa, depending on how soon you apply for your visa. Lottery during the registration period, October to November 2021. The winners would be announced sometime in May 2022. That is last year. With me, guys. So that's it. And once you have your visa, you must enter the United States on or before the expiration date printed on your visa. Let me repeat that. Once you have your visa, you must enter the United States on or before the expiration date printed on your visa. A diversity visa is typically valid up to 6 months from the date it was issued to you. Yes, that's it. And another thing, who is eligible for this diversity visa? Like, who is eligible to apply for this? And it says, in order, there are two main requirements, and these are country of birth and education. Yes, in order to be eligible for the diversity visa, you must have been born in a country that you must be born in a country that sent less than 50,000 immigrants to the United States over the past 5 years. There is some yearly variation in the countries that are eligible, but Canada, China, India, and Mexico, and the United Kingdom never make the list, because these countries all send a large number of immigrants to the United States. That's the reason. Yes, they always send a large number of immigrants to the United States, so that's why they're not eligible to apply for a green card. Yes, for a green card lottery, that is. So for the 2023 application period, nationals from the following countries were not eligible to apply. That was Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, South Korea, United Kingdom, except Northern Ireland and its dependent territories, Venezuela and Vietnam. Yes, for more information, by the way, guys, sometimes these things are not always the internet is not always right, but for more information, the State Department provides a list of all eligible countries, so you better visit their website first so that you can know whether your country is eligible to apply for this diversity visa. You see, if your native country is not eligible, there are still 2 ways you could apply for. You could qualify for the diversity visa. Sorry. If your spouse was born in an eligible country, you can apply with your spouse and choose your spouse's birth country on your application. You see? And then the second one is, if neither of your parents were legal residents in your own country of birth, you can choose your mother or father's country of birth. Yes, that's it. Education, that's the second one. The second major requirement for diversity visa applicants is that you must have at least a high school degree or at least 2 years of work experience within the past 5 years in a profession that requires of at least 2 years of training, as determined by the U.S. Department of Labor. Yes, that's it. Another thing is how to enter the green card lottery. Participating in the lottery is very easy, very easy, and you fill out a form on the State Department's website while it is still available from early October through early November. Most of the questions are easy to understand. However, there are a few places where there are extra suggestions which may be very helpful. Yes, and it's very essential to keep your confirmation number Yes, that's very important. Once you submit your application, it's essential to keep your confirmation number because it's the only way which you'll know you have been selected, you know. That's the only way you know that you've been selected in the DB lottery. Okay, once you get the confirmation number, the winners of the diversity visa lottery are chosen. They're like chosen at random by a computer program with a certain number of visas allocated to each region of the world, and no one country receiving more than 7% of the diversity visas available in any given area, you know. Yes, although dates, sorry, although the exact dates vary, people who have entered the diversity visa lottery can check the status of their application beginning in early May the following year. In early May the following in oh my goodness, in early May the year following the application by using the entrant status check link in the diversity visa web page. This is why it's so important to save your confirmation number, because without it, how will you know that you have been selected in the DV lottery? I know some I have heard stories where people say like they you know they applied for the DV lottery card, but after that they never went to check for whether they have been selected. I don't know, and most people don't know about this information. Like if you have successfully submitted your application, you need to keep your confirmation number, because after the results are out, they always tell you to enter that confirmation number in the entrant status check. Yes, they always tell you to enter that confirmation number. So it's very important, because how will you know that you've been selected? Yes, that's it. So if you're selected in the green card lottery, you and your family members will have to meet the same requirements as any other US green card applicant. Certain types of criminal records could make you ineligible for a green card, and there are also some medical conditions that could make it difficult, or impossible to get a green card, because once you get selected and then you start, there's always a process that you should always follow. And if maybe you are, like, let me say you are diagnosed, and maybe that disease is in the list, like when you get diagnosed to get to the US, and maybe that disease, they don't, like, it's in their X list, you are like ineligible to get the green card, something like that, or some medical conditions. They always have those lists of diseases that when you are diagnosed, you should not have them, something like that. So what happens next after all that? So what happens if you're selected in the green card lottery? It is important to act fast.